Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am all cozy, ready for bed, and I realized that I had finished the book that I was reading and was thinking, what video can I film this week? And then I was looking at my physical TBR, and I feel like there's quite a few books that have been on my TBR. Hey Kate, come on in. For years, and I haven't read yet. So I think this week I'm going to make it my goal to pick up and try and read some of the books that have been on my TBR for the longest amount of time. And the first one that we have is How Not to Die Alone by Richard Roper. This was the May 2019 Book of the Month pick, and yes, I've had this for a while. It's not that long. It's like 300 pages, so I feel like I should be able to get through this. I don't really know what it's about. I don't remember. Obviously I picked it for a reason, but oh my god, Kate's butt is literally in that shot. But I don't know why I never read it, and I'm gonna try and read it today. I have a few other books that I'm thinking about depending on how we're feeling. Again, I don't want to force myself to like get into a book slump because I'm forcing myself to read books that I don't want to read. So I'll look and see like what I'm excited by on my TBR, but some of the books that have been there the longest, I might just need to unhaul because I don't see myself reading them. And I have like a collection of books that are to be unhauled, so I might be adding some books to that list in this video. But for now, we're gonna start How Not to Die Alone. And see, I don't know if this is a romance or not. I think it could be. But who's to say? So, to start out, we're gonna take off the dust jacket. I do keep the dust jackets and obviously put them back on when I'm done, but while I read, it's easier for me to hold and whatever if I take the dust jacket off. So, here we go. I got my book of the month bookmark that's been in here since May 2019. So, we're gonna get started. And I'm really going into this blind, like I said. Yeah. Hello. So, welcome back. It is Wednesday evening, and I'm only about 30% into How Not to Die Alone because I did take a little bit of a detour today and decided to reread Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I just remembered how much I loved it, and I saw someone talking about it on TikTok, and I was like, you know what? I want to reread that. So they just added it on Kindle Unlimited. So I was like, perfect. I don't even have to get the book off my shelf. I can just read it on my Kindle. And I literally read most of it on the Kindle app on my phone. So we took a little detour, but if you're looking for a good book, I highly recommend Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. It's a 5-star read for me. It's so good. And I've just been rereading books a lot recently, so not that I'm hating on that. It just, I know I like them, and that's about it. But I am going to try and power through and finish this tonight. It's only 7. So, and like I said, I think at the beginning, this is not that long of a book. It's not that hard to, like, content-wise to understand. So I should be able to kind of power through. So that is tonight's goal. Finish this book, and then I'll give you an update then. But I am 30% through it. And right now we're still kind of, we just kind of, I feel like, finished up getting the background on our main guy, whose name is Andrew. Nope. Is that his name? No, I can't remember his name. I think it's Andrew. Yeah. Come on, Kate. I feel like we've just kind of gotten the background on Andrew, on like what he's about and what this book is going to be about. So there's still a lot to go as far as plot, but I think now is kind of the turning point. And yeah, we're gonna get going. Kate and I are gonna sit here on the couch and finish this book. Kate always wants to be the center of attention, so she will be sitting right in front of me. Yes. Okay, but I'm gonna turn on some music. Let's see if this has a playlist. I always like to listen to music while I'm reading, and it's always on low. Like, I don't really listen, but I wonder if, how not to die alone. It's not looking like it has anything good. So I'm just gonna play a playlist called Classical Reading, which has just like instrumental music that I like to listen to. Someone else literally made it. I just follow it and listen to it a lot. And I'm gonna play it on my, we get the La La Land theme, and I don't love La La Land, but I do like the music, so it's perfect. So, okay, book finished. I just finished How Not to Die Alone, and honestly, I ended up, I think, settling on a 3-star. The ending was good. Like, it had a good conclusion. The storyline was like interesting. I wanted to know about Andrew and how he ended up in this place. It's hard to like talk about it without spoiling things, but basically, like, Andrew's clearly deeply depressed and is like going through some stuff from his past that we find out as the story goes along through like flashbacks. And so it was definitely, I wanted to know his story and things about him, but I will say, I mean, it wasn't my favorite, but I kind of knew that going in, that it wasn't going to be my favorite. This is not my usual cup of tea, but I am glad I read it, and it's off my TBR. And I can put it next to all my Book of the Month books on my shelf, and it'll look really cute. So that being said, I am going to come back tomorrow when I pick my next book. I do have a book that I have to read for book club next week that I'm worried I won't be able to finish in time, so that I might have to detour to that book, which has not been on my TBR for a long time. But anyway, I'll come back when I've selected the next book that I'm going to read for this video. Yeah. Okay, hello. It is now Thursday, the next day from I filmed the clip I filmed last night. I am currently editing my vlog that just went up. So if you have not seen that, go check it out. But I have picked the next book that we are going to read, and that is going to be The Last Thing He Told Me, which is by Laura Dave. It was a Reese's book club pick, and it also, they recently turned it into a movie or a show that has Jennifer Garner in it, I believe. And again, it's pretty short. I think it's around 300 pages again, maybe a little less than 300. But this is like a thriller. Before Owen Michaels disappears, he manages to smuggle a note to his beloved wife of 1 year. Protect her. Despite her confusion and fear, Hannah Hall knows exactly to whom the note refers. Owen's 16-year-old daughter, Bailey. And then Hannah and Bailey set out to discover the truth, but as they start putting together the pieces of Owen's past, they soon realize they're also building a new future, one neither of them could have anticipated. The Last Thing He Told Me is a riveting mystery, certain to shock you with its final heartbreaking turn. So, that's going to be exciting, hopefully. But first I'm going to finish editing this video. I'm going to shower and wash my hair, and then I'll start reading. But tomorrow I leave for my book club retreat. We're going to the mountains. It's gonna be really fun. So I have some like packing and things to get done before we leave around 11 tomorrow. So we've kind of got a lot to squeeze into tonight, and I don't know how much I'll read, but I'm going to start this tonight, and I wanted to let you know that this is the book I have selected. I'm not quite sure how long I've had this, but it's definitely been like a year or two that it's been on my shelf. But because it's not book of the month, it does not helpfully tell me on the back what year I bought it. So anyway, this is my next choice. I'm gonna keep editing, and you might not see me again tonight, but I will be reading. Hello. So I actually just finished The Last Thing He Told Me. It's now the next week on Monday because I filmed only one clip, but I'll insert some photos of my book club retreat where honestly I didn't read that much of The Last Thing He Told Me, which I kind of expected, but I think I only read like 10 or 11 pages. So I just finished it, and the plan for this video was to read 3 books that had been on my TBR, and I'm still gonna make that the plan, but it's just gonna have to take a little pause here because I need to read Before We Were Innocent, which is my book club book, and my book club's on Wednesday, so I need to start and finish that in the next 2 days, which is definitely totally possible, but in order to do that, it means I can't be like reading it at the same time as I'm reading something else for this video. So we're gonna pause before I pick another book to read while I read Before We Were Innocent, and then I'll come back for my last book of this video in a couple days. But I will give you my final thoughts on The Last Thing He Told Me. So final thoughts, I ended up giving it 3 stars on Goodreads. I think it's like 3.5, 3.75. And I enjoyed it. I'm intrigued by watching the show, and like might watch it because I know Jennifer Garner plays Hannah, and I think that's kind of exciting. I think she would be a good choice, and I knew she was Hannah, and so when I was reading, I pictured her as Hannah, so I thought that was a good cast, honestly. Sorry, I forgot my phone was playing music, and I really need to pause it. So anyway, that is kind of the situation with that. The ending, it was good. I don't want to call it a thriller. It's definitely not a thriller. It's definitely mystery. Um, you're trying to unravel a mystery, but there's never any like scary moments really. It's really just like intrigue. Um, and I thought the way that the plot developed was good. You know, I'm me. I'm a romance girl. I'm a romantasy girl. Like, I just wish like that there was a, not that there wasn't a happy ending, but I wish that the ending was like more romantic, because I love that and I wanted there to be more, it to be more focused on that. It was definitely more familial love than romantic love, which was so sweet and good, and it was a good ending, but that is what the central storyline is based on, familial love rather than romantic love. So that's that. That's my review of The Last Thing He Told Me. I will come back when I have selected my third book for this video. Not sure what it's going to be yet. I had an idea, but now I'm thinking I want to pivot. So I need to go look at my shelf and pick something. But like I said, it's going to be in a few days. So I'll see you then. Hello, team. So let me put these on. How's everyone doing today? Good? I am back. I finished my book for book club and it's now Thursday. So that means last night I did start the third book for this video, which is The Heart Principle by Helen Hoang. I think that's how you pronounce it. Hoang. I don't know how you pronounce her last name. I think I would say Huang, but there's no U. I don't know. And I know Anna Huang is spelled differently. So I'm not sure. This is the third book in like an interconnected series. And I have not read the first two books in that series. I do believe I have the first book somewhere, but I think it's being used to hold up my dresser that's broken. Otherwise, I would have read that one because I have had it for longer, but needless to say, this I have had since August of 2021, so that would be almost 4 years. 3 years? I don't know. So this was the next book that I chose. I had some other books that I was thinking about, but I do think this has been one of the longer ones, and I was really just needing something romancy. So that's why I chose this one, and I am already about 60% through. I started this last night at like 9 and I was really enjoying it. I read for a few hours last night and a few more this morning, but I'm about to go to work. So I just wanted to let you know that I did start this and I'm enjoying it, but I'll probably finish it this afternoon. My sister and I have fun plans this afternoon. We're gonna get our nails done. We're gonna do a little shopping and get dinner because Emma has a interview that she needs to get some like interview clothes for, so it's not gonna be fun shopping. It's gonna be like business casual shopping. And then my nails are so grown out that they're just too long. They don't look horrible, but they feel horrible to me, and I get stuck underneath them. They're getting gross because they're so long. Anyway, getting nails done, fingers and toes, because we're going to the beach next week, which I am vlogging, so be excited for that. I'm gonna just do like a reading vlog of the beach, which will be fun. I have not even thought about what books I'm gonna bring, but obviously it's gonna be some fun beachy reads. I will probably reread Beach Read by Emily Henry because I haven't read it in a while, and it's just a classic. At least in my mind it is. So anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself for the next video, so if that's exciting to you, stick around, give this video a like, subscribe. That's coming next. But anyway, I'm going to work, and I will update you hopefully this evening on more thoughts. Hello team. So I spoke to you this morning about The Heart Principle and I just finished it. Oh, hey Kate. Kate's here with me. I think I have settled on a rating for this book, but first I'll give you a little talking to about it because I don't think I explained anything about the plot. Basically, the main character, Anna, she is a violinist but she's experiencing like a kind of like block in her playing, and so that's that. Her boyfriend decides that he wants to have an open relationship and that he's going to, before he decides to settle down with her, he wants to see other people. So she's like, screw it, I'm gonna go out and have a one-night stand. So on a dating app, she meets this guy named Kwan. He is also looking for a one-night stand, but the first time they try and meet up, she gets nervous and chickens out. The second time, they don't actually have sex, so they try several times to have this one-night stand, but by the time they get to the point where they're actually gonna have sex, they like each other and have feelings for each other and don't want to just have a one-night stand. They want to like be in a relationship, be more than just a one-night stand hookup type situation. So that's kind of the general premise. There's a lot more to it than that I don't want to like spoil, because yes, it's a romance between Anna and Juan. Like, that's, I would say, the overarching plot line is that romance, but Anna has so much other stuff going on in her life, between family and like personal stuff with her violin playing and like discovering things. And so does Kwan. Like, he had cancer and is just coming back from like recovering, and it's just, there's a lot going on for both of them, but in the end, like, I think it was really well handled. I think it didn't rush things. Like, the last, I would say 20-30 pages were like, one chapter was like, oh, it's been a few months and we're still like working through this, and then a few months later this, and so the conclusion actually comes like 2 years later without having an epilogue. It's just talks you through like they are growing, they had issues and are working on them together in a healthy way, and it doesn't just jump to 6 weeks later we're married and we are happy. Like, it's like it took time and effort to get to where they are at the end of the book, and it wasn't quick and easy. It was a years-long process. So I really appreciated that, and it was a refreshing, different take, and I ended up giving this one 4 stars. I know this is in a series, and I could easily go back and read the other books in the series, even though this is the last one. There's also the Kiss Quotient and the Bride Test, which are interconnected but completely separate from this one, so I might go pick those up. But for now, that is going to be the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to follow along for other books that I'm reading, down below is my TikTok and my Instagram. I post a ton on there about what I'm reading, more live updates. So if that's interesting to you, go check that out. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.